Hello everybody, welcome to Living Tomorrow. Today, my name is Julio, and today we're gonna work with our Instant Pot. I always say Instapot, but it's Instant Pot. So if you have watched any full-time RV families on YouTube, at some point you've probably seen them either talk about or use the Instant Pot. Everybody seems to have it, so of course when we were getting ready to full-time RV, we decided we need to get one too. Never used it before, and it is very, very simple to use. It makes the meals very quick. It limits the mess because you're pretty much just using this right here, maybe a measuring cup too. It's super simple. I enjoy using it all the time. And I thought I would share with you some recipes that are quick to make. If you're like us, they usually make leftovers so that the kids have lunch for the next day, or I have a midnight snack or something like that. So today we're going to make, it's a mushroom and meatball pasta. The ingredients are very simple. It's 24 ounces of medium egg noodles for just one bag. I don't know exactly how many meatballs, but it's just a layer on top. Or use as many as you want. 1 cup of milk, 1.5 cups of beef broth, 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, and then I'm going to fill this can back up with water and add that in there as well. And then I also like to add some fresh mushrooms into the pot. Let's get started, and you can see how simple this is. Okay, so the key to the Instant Pot is making sure that you have enough liquid in there for the steam. I always rather err on the side of having too much liquid than not enough, because that's how you might mess up the recipe. Also, gentlemen, if you are watching this, if you want to impress your lady, look like you know what you're doing by using the Instant Pot, make a delicious meal, and she will be extremely grateful. And you know, maybe you get dessert later. I don't know. You know what I'm saying. All right, so the first set of ingredients is using 1.5 cups of beef broth. So I don't measure exactly. I mean, I'm using just 1 measuring cup. Again, the point to this is using the least amount of dishes as possible. So I'm just going to obviously eyeball it when it comes to the 1/2 cup. So there's 1. And again, like I said, it's always better to have more liquid than not enough liquid in the Instant Pot. And I hate saying Instant Pot because I just want to say Instapot. So I'm just going to say Instapot from now on. So if you hear me say that, I know that it's the Instant Pot. All right, so you have your beef broth, and then 1 cup of milk. We use lactose free. Obviously, you use whatever you want to use. And then 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. I couldn't find just plain old cream of mushroom soup, so I ended up getting cream of mushroom with roasted garlic. I figured it'll taste just as good. I like garlic. I'm just going to fill this back up with, so this is 10.5 ounces right here. I'm going to do that, and then just a little bit more, because you should do about 12 ounces of water. So that's all of the liquids, and then after that, we just do our egg noodles. And again, this is 16 ounces, 1 pound. And actually, because this condensed soup was so thick, I'm actually going to break it up a little bit, just so that it's not one big old blob in there. You want to taste it real quick? No, I'm just kidding. So now we have our egg noodles. And all of this came from Walmart, guys. So if you are curious, you can probably tell just by looking at this bag, this came from Walmart, but obviously you can shop wherever you like. And always make sure that you have your liquids at the bottom, because those have to boil up and the steam goes up and cooks everything else. So now we have our pasta there. And then what the recipe that Nicole found calls for is to just use these meatballs, already cooked, pre-cooked, fully cooked meatballs, and just layer the top of the bowl, which I do, but I know that we all like to eat meatballs, so I probably throw in a few extra. We have a 14-year-old that likes to eat. Actually, our 7-year-old likes to eat too, and we all like to eat. So I think the reason it says to layer them is so that the steam properly gets to each one of them, but trust me, this is going to get hot enough, and it looks like I may actually have to open up the other bag.
We always keep meatballs on hand.
Yeah. So I got almost all of it in there, but just throw in a few extras, just because I know we like it. And then at the very, very top, I just like to throw in some fresh mushrooms. Obviously, if you don't like mushrooms, don't do that. And that is it. So here is kind of what it's going to look like at the very end. And then all we do is, now I don't know if they're all the same. I think they are. Whenever you put these on there, you hear that little beep. And then you lock it in. Make sure, I found this out the last time I used this, is that it might feel like it locks in, but it's not perfect. So the steam will actually be creeping out instead of building up in there. Now at the top of the Instant Pot, you see venting, sealed, and venting. Make sure that it's on sealed, that it's locked in. So for this recipe, it's very simple. Just hit manual, go to 12, and that is it. It'll start to heat up. I think it'll say on in just a few minutes. So after you go to 12, just leave it alone, and then it'll go to on. And what it's doing at that point is that it's heating up, and once it reaches the right temperature, then the timer will kick in and it'll start going. So don't feel like it's not working, or like maybe you had to do it again because I did that the first time. Just leave it alone, and once it's on sealed, you'll hear it start to steam up, and then once it's done, that's basically it. So this is a very fast 5-minute meal. It only took me a little longer because I'm trying to film it and explain to you, but again, if you are in a rush and or you are like us living in an RV and you want to make a very hearty and delicious meal that will leave some leftovers, I definitely recommend using the Instant Pot. All right, once this is done, I will show you what it looks like, and we are going to enjoy it. I'll see you guys in just a few minutes. All right, guys, so once it is done, I forgot to record showing you the venting, but basically you just twist this little lever to the side and it'll release all the steam. And once it's done, just remove the top, and then you have a delicious meal ready to serve. And again, all of this took 12 minutes to cook once it got to temperature, and about 5 minutes of prep time. So another reason the Instant Pot is so great is because if you are in a rush, like most people are, and you don't have time to prep everything, it just takes a few minutes to grab all of the ingredients and throw them in there at the last minute. And in a few minutes you have everything ready to go for a delicious meal. Hopefully you guys get something out of this. I will be making a few more cooking videos with the Instant Pot. It's something I enjoy doing. So if you liked any of this, please give us a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, make sure you do that and hit that
notification bell.
Sonora has a message for you guys.
Let's see if we can get 1,000 videos, 1,000 likes on this video.
Oh man, that would be awesome. All right. Bye.
And 1,000 subscribers. Bye.